Alright, good morning everybody. We are here live with break 388. This is another 25 Elite combo break featuring a hobby case plus a priority and USA box. Our team list for today: Broncos, Aaron Livingstone; Raiders, Josh Ellis; Bulldogs, Daryl, Barton; Sharks, Taylor, Shillam; Dolphins, Lee Marschall; Titans, Daniel, Bunt; Manly, Daniel, Bunt; Storm, Mark, Patterson; Knights, Jacob, tupou. Cowboys, Josh Ellis; Eels, Dawson; Panthers, Daniel, Derksen; Rabbitohs, David, Morton; Dragons, Lee Marschall; Roosters, Ben Patterson; Warriors, Caleb Thorne; Tigers, Richard Harris. Alright, sorry, just putting my phone on silent. Just 2 seconds. Alright, sorry, here we are. Let's go. We have our USA and priority. Let me bring up our chat and our team list. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Ben. Oh, let's go. Haven't seen many of these in the breaks. Well, not that I remember. Morning, Dan. Number 27, Patrick Carrigan for the Broncos. Not bad, mate, not bad. Marquee, Kalen Ponga for the Knights. Matt Burton, parallel for the Bulldogs. Oh, I got my toes crossed for you, Ben. I can't cross my fingers while I'm breaking. How about that? New recruit, Val Holmes for the Dragons. Sapphire Mojo, Ronaldo Mulatalo, number 25. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. Marquee, Jack Whiten for the Rabbitohs. New recruit, Marky Mark for the Roosters. Samai Matorfa, Dally M for the Raiders. Adokar parallel for the Eels. In the reps, Lauren Brown. Golden Marquee, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. No, mate. We stopped actually having a personal collection a while ago. Jesse Southwell, number 87. No. Yes, 87, sorry. Jack Howarth, parallel for the Storm. At the end of the day, that was how all this started. Dad and Brody collecting again. Some of the first things that Dad sold was collections that me and Pop put together when I was younger, and stuff that he had as well. So yeah, and Dad's tried to keep things aside, but there's certain things when you tell people they want it as well. Andrew Johns in the Kangaroos. Christian parallel for the Dragons. So, in the reps, Angus Crichton. I do have random things at home, nothing special though. Black Young Guns, Blake Moser for the Broncos, number 58. They're not officially reaching out until after the license is finished. Jaden Campbell, parallel for the Titans. I've been saying Panthers for a while. They're trying to hit those milestones that they haven't hit, coming from the bottom of the ladder, bottom of the 8. New recruit, Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. You've done it 4 years in a row. What else can you do? Blake Brayley, Vegas for the Sharks. Adam Fanua Blake, parallel for the Sharks. Marquee, Reece Welsh for the Broncos. At 26 after 12 rounds, I think. Daly M, Eliza Katoa for Storm. Brian Totter, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Regan Campbell-Gillard for the Titans. Xavier Savage, Vegas for the Raiders. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. In the reps, Kalen Ponga. Harry Grant, Ruby Mojo, number 38. Broncos parallel checklist. White Young Guns, Lehe Hopawate for Manly, number 35. Jai, please refrain from any swearing in any way. We highly encourage kids to be a part of these videos. Jason Saab, parallel for Manly. Trust me speaking everyday language. I'm from Western Sydney. I don't even, it's just part of my dialect. But, so I do understand, but at the same time, please. Julia Robinson in the reps for the Jillaroos. Parallel, Thomas Duffy for the Cowboys. New recruit, Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Oh. I'm rooting for all the underdogs as well, everyone but Panthers, but at the same time, for the club, that's pretty special. We're witnessing that history at the moment, so for that reason, it'd be cool to... New recruit, Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. I hadn't actually noticed that, Joe. Mitchell Barnett, Ruby Mojo for the Warriors, number 52. Parallel, Connor Tracy for the Bulldogs. New recruit, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Tiana Penatani, Dally M for the Sharks. Dragons parallel checklist. In the reps, Olivia Koenig. Marquis Valami kick out for the Bulldogs. Bo Fermor parallel for the Titans. Marquis Tom Dearden for the Cowboys. Gold Marquee, Zach Lomax for the Eels, number 38. Warriors parallel checklist. Let's go Tigers. What's going on? New recruit for Manly. Yeah, we tried to pronounce that again the other day. Knights in the Masters series. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for Broncos. In the reps, Dally Cherry Evans. White League sensations, Leo Thompson for the Knights, number 20. Dad, front gate. I thought I heard it. Nico Hines, parallel for the Sharks. I was born in Windsor, spent most of my childhood in Mount Druitt, and for most of high school I was in Marylands. And as a child, as an adult, sorry, just before we moved to Queensland, I was living in Cranebrook. Kennedy Sherrington, Pink Diamond, number 15 for the Eels. Athasai Coruscant, parallel for the Tigers. I wish the Tigers get both. That'd be a pretty big effort. New recruit, Saitili for the Bulldogs. I don't think we've seen that happen yet. If it happens, everyone gets to blame NASCAR fan. He manifested it. Roger, two of us, check Vegas for the Warriors. Amblai Park, yeah. When I was younger, like real young, my grandparents were caretakers on a farm out at North Richmond, Currajong. It was actually in Tennyson, but yeah, not many people know Tennyson. Marquee, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Not sure where Riverina is, unless you're talking about Riverstone. But that's, yeah. Tom Dearden, Dally M for the Cowboys. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbitohs. New recruit, John Bateman for the Cowboys. Vegas, Cameron McInnes for the Sharks. Jamal Fogarty, parallel for the Raiders. New recruit, Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. Oh, okay, yep. I know them. In the reps, Keezy Apps for Gillaroos. White Young Guns, Chevy Stewart for the Raiders, number 155. Parallel, Jermaine Isako for the Dolphins. In the reps, Connor Watson. Parallel, Junior Paulo for the Eels. Yeah, I hadn't been back past the old farm in ages, and I went back past, and the house that we lived in on the farm was actually an old, it was built out of logs, and then when I went past, they had bricked it all over and everything. It was completely different. I don't even know if it was the same house. They might have knocked it down. I don't know. Yeah, that was up the top. Yeah, new recruit Stefano for Storm. Yeah, they'd split the property in half around the time Pop passed away. Just fell off the top section. But yeah, anyway. Marquee Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Lehe Hopewate parallel for Manly. But yes, it's a completely different world out there. Yeah. I can't remember what the trees are, but driving through Windsor, that street of trees that have all the flowers all over them, that was always pretty cool as a kid. Felt like Japan or something like that. Marky Mark, White Young Guns for the Roosters, 131. Titans parallel checklist. You had Country and Practice filmed out there. I thought that was amazing as a kid watching that on TV and being told, oh yeah, that's just around the corner. Ali Brigginshaw for the Reps in Jillaroos. If you're asking me, I'm tipping Panthers all the way. Vegas, Jillaroos, Tarrant Aiken. Lindsay Smith parallel for Panthers, which means yes, Mum's Broncos are losing. Quincy Dodd in the Reps. Emerald Mojo, Keanu Kinney for the Titans. Number 10, g'day Nick. Always, I love hearing crazy stats. Because even if I've heard them, I'm shocked in memory and I probably don't remember anyway. 93, 2009 and 2025 premiers all went out in straight sets. There you go. Big Papa parallel for the Raiders. I was just adding that up. Yeah, it is. There you go. New recruit James Schiller for the Knights. There you go, Dad. 1993, 2009, and 2025. The premiers all went out, and the minor premiers all went out in straight sets. So they're all 16 years apart. That was, yeah. Rakea Horn. Yeah, well, Pink Diamond for the Tigers. Number 2. Terrell May, parallel for the Tigers. Oh. Big Tino, marquee for the Titans. New recruit Jerome Luai for the Tigers. I've got to find out. I keep seeing a car up here with Manly number plates, 40-0. I need to know if it's one of you guys. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for Dolphins. I see it of a morning driving to work. Can you name teams? No, I got no chance. Dane Laurie, Vegas for the Panthers. Jack Cogger, parallel for the Knights. I can name Raiders. How about that? I can name 1 out of 3. New recruit Ben Hunt for the Broncos. In the Blues for the Masters Series, Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbitohs. You know what? I was actually going to say Dragons just because of that time period. They were pretty strong. Reps, Harry Grant. That should be in Melbourne, not brave enough, that individual. Jamie Chapman in the reps. If I've put something in the wrong tray NASCAR, let me know. Oh. Number 50 in the Masters Series for the Knights. Oh. That made me heart twinge for a second. Connor Watson, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit, Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. A Ruby Mojo, Joseph Atapane. Almost. Number 17. Cam Munster, parallel for the Storm. New recruit, James Fisher-Harris for the Warriors. And Daly M, Robinson and Gallagher. No, we have done all Master Series cards bundled as one lot, randomized between all teams for as long as they've been around. It stopped people targeting teams and us having to put that specific team up higher just because of that one thing, and people targeting that team just to hit those cards. So we randomise it, make it fair. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Like, let's be honest, I don't know too many people that wouldn't have been happy with a Slater set, Thurston set, and now a Johns set. Like, I don't think anybody's really saying no to them. Everybody, majority at least, of people want to chase them. Joseph Tapine, marquee for the Raiders. And I'm well aware that plenty of other people do things totally different, and that's all good. Herbie Farnworth, Dalian for the Dolphins. Damien Cook, parallel for the Dragons. And then we had the reason we're doing the Gillaroos as one lot was the Gillaroos dual signature in the USA. Rather than adding that to an A spot and jacking that price up to accommodate that, we thought most people would be interested in having that as well. So, made it fair once again. New recruit, Lazarus for Storm. It gives everyone a chance, but it also stops people chasing that team just for that card, stopping that team's collectors getting the spot to chase the other cards. New recruit, Vega for Manly. So as a Knights collector, I understand disappointment not getting the Knights signature when it comes out. But first, you can get the Knights spot because not everyone's chasing it just to get the Knights signature. And second, you're not paying that extra on top because you're getting the Knights signature if it comes out. Jackson Ford, Vegas for the Warriors. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. We've had a good run on them, but at the end of the day, there's no guarantees which one you're going to hit. So paying that extra for a team for the possibility that was there. Isaiah Yeo for Panthers. That's pretty much all the reasons, Dan and Jai. Tommy Turbo, Marquee for Manly. Braden Findle, parallel for the Sharks. Appreciate all the feedback for the website, guys. We were really looking for that constructive criticism. So appreciate it. Keanu Kinney, parallel for the Titans. And don't forget, if you haven't already, which I'm pretty sure just about everyone has, that's watching the video, go and get your entry in. We've got literally an hour and 25 minutes left. Payne Haas, Marquee for the Broncos. And that I left that just in case we were doing a break this morning. We didn't have to rush that in. Black League Sensations, number 15. Jamal Fogarty for the Raiders. Ethan Strange, parallel for the Raiders. New recruit, Matt Arthur for the Knights. Master Series, Andrew Johns. Sunil Tarua, parallel for Tigers. Jesse Arthur's in the reps. Vegas for the Gillaroos, Tiana Penatani. Tyson Frizzell, parallel for the Knights. New recruit, Aaron Clark for the Warriors. That's good to know, mate. Sapphire Mojo, Jesse Arthurs for the Broncos. 24. I'm not going to lie, mate. Like, that's why I like doing the larger breaks. I feel like, in average, all the teams get a better range of hits. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. But when we get to the end of the break and I'm looking at a team and they've got nothing compared to other teams, I feel bad. So doing larger breaks, I find that most people get decent cards to some extent. You're not all getting black diamonds and emeralds. You may not all get signatures. But overall, it's been alright. Jesse Southwell, marquee for the Knights. Daly M. Brian To'o for the Panthers. Sandon Smith, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit, Hohepa for the Sharks. New recruit, Sanua Taruva for the Tigers. Dali M. Zahara Tamara for the Raiders. Paul Alamotti, parallel for Panthers. Yes, obviously I haven't checked since we've been live, but if the Raz is sold out in time, that means we can do break 389 tomorrow. Payne Huss in the reps. At the moment, it is sold out except for the Raz. So, Ruby Mojo, Dolphins checklist, number 18. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. White Young Guns, Lachlan Galvin for the Tigers, number 33. Storm parallel checklist. Heads up while we're talking about it, being that we only sold 389 out this morning, I haven't had a chance to bring the next one through. So if you're interested in being in the next available break and your spot's gone in the ones that are already up, make sure your wish list is up to date. Kira Dib in reps. Last packet for box number 4. Quincy Dodd in number 8. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. I think we may have pulled a Sapphire Graham in one of the breaks. Not today. Pink Diamond, Ali Briganshaw for the Broncos, number 54. Reece Welsh, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit, Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. Emerald Mojo, have you identified any patterns in the cards in respect of what box? No. I can't, to be honest, I don't think there is a pattern in the actual boxes in the way they're packed in the case. Even packets inside the box, I'm finding when I take the first one off, I hit something sometimes I don't. The same as like the last packet, I very rarely hit something. So I really don't think it's done like that. But there are patterns in the hits. Yeah, same signatures with same, like, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, Kalen Ponga, Emerald Mojo, number 7. But I don't pay attention to case numbers. If someone really wanted to be dedicated to finding that out, you could go and watch the breaks, because the case numbers on the first case every time before we lay it down. And I'd love to know that information. If someone wants to go do it, Kale Hero, parallel for the Sharks. Huh? Yeah, well, that's... Look, it's been done in the past. I don't know about to that extent whether they actually recorded the case numbers, but they were recording what hits come out in our breaks, and also the higher end cards that come through the website, they were keeping track. Herbie Farnworth, marquee for the Dolphins. Just putting for the, I don't know if it was last release or the, that's too much, Ben. I'm not doing it either, mate, don't worry. The tip, if you are going to do it, what I would be doing is watching the first few minutes to get the case number, and then going and finding the picture post in the Facebook group to find out what hits come out. The only issue you've got then is what could have come out of the USA and the priority box. New recruit James Schiller for the Knights. But yeah. The team that went out in straight sets did win a title within 2 years. So what you're telling me is I should put all my money on Raiders for the next 2 years. They're going to make it Upton. One of those 2 years, they're going to win. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. In the reps, Lindsay Collins. Our patch, number 44 for the Roosters. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. New recruit Regan Campbell-Gillard for the Titans. In the Blues Masters Series, Hamoli Olika-Atu, parallel for Manly. I did notice that there is only a couple of the one-on-ones that have been put into that post. Xavier Coates in the reps. Vegas, Nathan Cleary for Panthers. It looked like there was about half the golden tickets, but there was only a couple of one-on-ones so far. I know there is only 8, don't get me wrong. Tom Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. So, good chance, Ben. We're getting, there isn't much stock left around. New recruit, Marky Mark for the Roosters. Zach Lomax, parallel for the Eels. Marquee Dallin with Team Zalesniak for the Warriors. Dalian Joseph Atapane for the Raiders. Reed Marnie parallel for the Bulldogs. Lauren Brown, Dally M for the Titans. Jamie Humphries, parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Shanice Parker. Ruby Mojo, number 23. Addo Carr for the Eels. Dolphins parallel checklist. I was going to count how many number ones come out from the Super Break, but I got distracted and I didn't write it down, so I thought someone else might have piped up in that post. New recruit, Val Holmes for the Dragons. White Young Guns, Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs, number 39. Ali, parallel for the Warriors. In the reps, Millie Elliott for the Gillaroos. Marquee, Jamie Chapman for the Titans. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. New recruit, Ben Hunt for Broncos. And that's the end of box number 5. New recruit, Saitili Tupanua for the Bulldogs. Black Young Guns, Asaya Ayongi for the Eels, number 18. James Schiller, parallel for the Knights. New recruit, Carter Gordon for the Titans. Vegas, Dylan Edwards for Panthers. Manly parallel checklist. Dylan Edwards in the reps. Marquee, Apisai Coruscant for Tigers. Murray Talagi, parallel for Cowboys. Marquee, Tiana Penitani for the Sharks. Vegas, Corey Horsburgh for the Raiders. Rabbitohs, parallel checklist. New recruit, John Bateman for the Cowboys. In the Masters Series for the Knights, Isaiah Katoa, parallel for the Dolphins. In the reps, Jessica Surgis. Jermaine Hopgood, parallel for the Eels. New recruit, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Pink Diamond, Sheridan Gallagher for the Knights, number 46. Val Holmes, parallel for the Dragons. Marquee, Cameron Munster for the Storm. Dali M, Alifiana Khan Piera for Titans. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for Titans. New recruit, Jamie Humphreys for the Rabbitohs. White Young Guns, Bailey Haywood for the Bulldogs, number 212. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. New recruit, Isaiah Papali'i for the Panthers. Dali M, Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. Dominic Young, parallel for the Roosters. In the reps, Keely Joseph. Third last packet for box number 6. Ruby Mojo, Jesse Ramian for the Sharks, number 44. Ryan Pappenhausen, parallel for Storm. In the reps, James Fisher-Harris. Golden Marquee, Valami Kickout for the Bulldogs, number 52. Gerald Skelton, parallel for the Tigers. Box number 7. I've got 10 spots in the drives. Just No worries, Ben. Thank you for letting me know, mate. New recruit Asaya Iongi for the Eels. Vegas Jamal Fogarty for the Raiders. Tyrell Sloan parallel for the Dragons. In the reps, Kennedy Sherrington. BD. Checklist number 5 for the Warriors. Yes, I've had those issues in the past, Ben. Tyrone Munro, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Dally M, Yasmin Clydesdale for the Knights. Roosters parallel checklist. In the reps, Yasmin Clydesdale. New recruit Carl Lawton for Cowboys. Golden Marquee Val Holmes for the Dragons. Number 77. Max Plath parallel for the Dolphins. Marquee Big Papa for the Raiders. I think I'm about 5 cards short. The main for my Roosters collection this year. Well, let's hope we can tick a couple off, Ben. New recruit Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Vegas Braden Trindle for the Sharks. Eels parallel checklist. New recruit Cooley Kefu for the Dolphins. Knights Masters Series, 1 Emerald and 4 BDs. Palami Kickout, parallel for the Bulldogs. And a 1-1. In the reps, Ben Hunt. Oh, you've got to want it, Ben. You've got to manifest it. You've been watching these breaks. Come on. Roger Tuivasa Sheck, parallel for Warriors. New recruit Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. They're playing word guessing games there, Dan. Number 55, Carter Gordon for the Titans. Black Young Gun. and frantically manifesting. Xavier Savage parallel for the Braves. Has there been a Panthers hit? No, there has not. Liam Martin, marquee for Panthers. In the reps, Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell again, number 9 in the rubies this time. David Fafita, parallel for Titans. Dally M, James Tedesco for the Roosters. Dream Buller, parallel for the Tigers. And here I was thinking Tigers were going to be the ones that struggled at the beginning. Almost 3 boxes in before they even got a card. New recruit Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. White Young Guns, Blake Moser for the Broncos. 166. Leo Thompson, parallel for the Knights. And last box, packet for box number 7. Marquee James Tedesco for the Roosters. And Xavier Coates, parallel for Storm. Marquee Keezy Apps for the Tigers. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Dolphins. Roosters 101, let's go white. Dally M, Jerome Hughes for Storm. That's typical though, isn't it? Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. White Young Guns, Tony Francis for the Titans, number 27. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Dally M, Keely Davis for the Roosters. I said that from word go that was going to happen, and to be fair, Jack White and parallel for the Rabbitohs. When the lists were all done, and there's been evidence, if you didn't know, that it's pretty much based on the first 3 rounds of this year, the elite release. Yeah, Garvin was still at Tigers. So reps Samaima Taufa. That's not always a defence sometimes. But yeah, in Galvin's case, it was always going to be the case. He was the Rookie of the Year. It was, yeah. Reps Cameron Murray. No, too busy talking. Pay attention. Sapphire Mojo Roger Tuivasa Sheck for the Warriors, number 26. Isaiah Yo, parallel for Panthers. Well, like it or not, it was because of like all the attention that he brought with that whole scenario as well. Like that didn't help. A lot of the questions, all the players would have been copping would have been about him. New recruit Shabarsky for the Broncos. Both teams, the players would have been copping that all year. New recruit Carter Gordon for the Titans, and as you said, like at the end of the day, it's someone like Gould's choice to do that. It's none of their choices. Parallel Luke Brooks for Manly. Marquee Val Holmes for the Dragons. Vegas Hudson Young for the Raiders. Scott Drinkwater parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit Isaiah Papali'i for the Panthers. In the Blues for the Masters series, Marky Mark parallel for the Roosters. In the reps, Dane Gagai. Parallel, Jerome Hughes for Storm. In the reps, Shannon Mato. Ruby Mojo, Paul Alamotti for Panthers, number 39. Bulldogs parallel checklist. New recruit, Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Golden Age, number 71 for the Roosters. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. New recruit, Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Isaiah Yo Vegas for Panthers. Joe Offengowie parallel for the Eels. Last packet for box number 8. Marquee and Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Alright, box number 9. 4th last box for the break. New recruit Chad Townsend for the Roosters. White Young Guns Jack Howarth for the Storm. 166. Dylan Brown parallel for the Eels. In the reps, Reece Welsh. Stephen Crichton parallel for the Bulldogs. New recruit Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Sapphire Mojo Dream Buller for the Tigers, number 25. Mitchell Barnett parallel for the Warriors. Marquee Bradman Best for the Knights. Marquee Keezy Apps for the Tigers, number 2. Corey Pay parallel for the Broncos. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Andrew Johns in the Masters Series for the Blues. Blake Brayley parallel for the Sharks. In the reps, Tamika Upton for Jillaroos. Vegas Jessica Surgis for the Jillaroos. Liam Martin parallel for Panthers. New recruit Lazarus for Storm. Daly M. Casey Array for the Dragons. Wouldn't mind getting the Johnsy Sig if I can't get my one. Mikey photo like parallel for the Titans. He'll take either or. It's all good. In the reps, Tommy Turbo. Marquee, Clinton Gutherson for the Dragons. Joseph Tarpanay, parallel for the Raiders. New recruit, Matt Arthur for the Knights. Well, let's hope that we don't have to rely on the random draw, Ben. Come on, mate. Toes across. Aaron Clark, Vegas for the Warriors. Told you got to manifest these things. Jerome Luai for the Tigers. We've seen it happen multiple times this year with Elite. In the reps, Lily Ann White. White League Sensations, number 76. Paloma kicker for the Bulldogs. Knights parallel checklist. New recruit, Shabarsky for the Broncos. I'll rub the belly for you, Ben. Don't know if it'll help, but you know, we'll try everything. Ruby Mojo, Fletcher Sharp for the Knights. Number 30. Jai Gray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Manifest. Manifest. I was just reading your comment. Tally Cherry Evans marquee for Manly. In my head, I was thinking you're manifesting the team league sensation early for the priority in the USA. Because it would be a pretty special manifestation if you could do it in the hobby case, because we haven't seen that yet. We've combined with the Masters Series SIG. Nico Hines, Dally M, Jeremy Marshall, King, parallel for Dolphins to finish off box number 9. Let's go. Box number 10, last of the case. New recruit, James Fisher-Harris for the Warriors. In the reps, Taryn Aiken for Gillaroos. Marquee, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Chance Nico Klokstad, parallel for the Warriors. Don't know if it helped, but it definitely woke it up, Ben. It's telling me it's hungry now. White Young Gun, Thomas Duffy for the Cowboys. Number 77. Cowboys parallel checklist. In the reps, Bree Chester. Sapphire Mojo, Sam McIntyre for the Cowboys. Number 5. Spencer Linu, parallel for the Roosters. Yes, we're waiting to see. And I asked Dad, and he had been meaning to ask the question. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. I'm tipping if the Jillaroos are, then all those dual SIGs are. Which, yeah, a lot of people are going to be disappointed with. Dally M, Julia Robinson for the Broncos. Jacob Preston, parallel for the Bulldogs. New recruit Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Chanel Harris Tavita, Vegas for the Warriors. Will Warbrick, parallel for the Storm. I'm wondering if it comes down to either having to double handle the cards, as in get it to 2 players to sign it, or... No, see, I'll explain that in a second. Or they deemed it too hard to get both players together. Right. You have to remember, when this series was done, most of the time, at least in the last 12 months, TLA, TGI, whatever you want to call them, they believed they were going to keep it. So this was in no way, we don't have the license anymore, we don't give a damn. This, yeah, they did intend on keeping this. So the stickers, yeah, I don't know. Marquee, Ruben Cotter for the Cowboys. Parallel, Matthew Tomoko for the Raiders. Golden Age, number 67 for the Knights. I don't believe if it was a last-ditch thing, just get it out there, they would have done Johnsy. Johnsy cost them a fortune. Lachlan Ellis, parallel for the Dragons. And the image I've seen, the right sticker is crooked. Oh, that's a whole different issue. Have you seen the Jillaroos booklets come back yet? No. They are stickers, and one of the stickers on the one that's Ben's Patterson seen isn't even straight, it's crooked. Oh my God. New recruit Stefano for the Storm. Yeah. Masters Series in the Kangaroos. Big Tino, parallel for the Titans. Zach Lomax in the reps. The Hammer in the reps. Ruby Mojo. Sandon Smith for the Roosters. Number 3. Ronaldo Mulitalo, parallel for the Sharks. The other thing that you might be missing there is how many stickers were signed. How many stickers do they have signed by the player that they can now use on other things? New recruit Jerome Luai for the Tigers. Obviously, their plan, if that was what they were doing, their plan might have just failed with losing the license. Doesn't mean they can't pursue other merchandise options. I don't know what all that stuff is. The licensing, who has all that. New recruit for Manly, as in they may be able to use whoever's got the license to do them to produce something else. Action shots with a sticker signature underneath it on a photo frame or something. And Fanua Blake, Vegas for the Sharks. Ben Hunt, parallel for the Broncos. And we have a spotlight booklet. Number 48. Jack Bostock for the Dolphins. Lee Marschall with the Dolphins. A Raz win. Not a bad score for a Raz win, buddy. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Marquee, Abby Church for the Eels. Daly M, Alan Fanua Blake for the Warriors. And Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. I'm not going to lie, looking at the tray after a hobby case when we just did the super case, looks a lot different. Let's do our USA. Reece Walsh in the reps. Daly M, Kimberly Hunt for the Dragons. Salami kick out, parallel for the Bulldogs. BD. Who we got? Another Raz win, I'm pretty sure it was. Number 5. Jake Trbojevic for Manly. Gives you more time, mate. More manifesting. Sandon Smith, parallel for the Roosters. Super Boot. Number 55. Zach Lomax for the Eels. New recruit Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Golden Marquee, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. Number 3. Storm Parallel Checklist. Marquee, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck for the Warriors. New recruit, Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. My little finger just cramped up when I was opening that packet, then it hurt. Huh? No, I'm good. I don't even know why my little finger cramped up. I don't even use it. It's just out there, you know, hanging out. Adam Fanua Blake, Vegas for the Sharks. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. Oh. New recruit, Hohepa for the Sharks. Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Keanu Kenny, parallel for the Titans. Stars and Stripes. Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Number 35. Yes, I do find, in general, that the USA cases are probably stronger, tougher than the other ones for some reason. I'm going to train inserts, I pretty much have all. Just let us know, Joy, if that happens, mate. That's no problem at all. Tamika Upton in the reps. Just make it quick. Because if you're not quick, they might not be here. New recruit, Kuli Kefu for the Dolphins. Vegas, Ethan Strange for the Raiders. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. Please don't bad joke. In the reps, Lily Ann White. Marquee, Samaima Torfa. For the Raiders, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, parallel for the Warriors. Ruby Mojo, Dragons checklist, number 21. Braden Trindle, parallel for the Sharks. New recruit, Jazz Tavega for Manly. Golden Age, number 57. for the Tigers. Paul Alamotti, parallel for Panthers. Don't stress, Joy. I'll make sure yours and Ben's are kept till last. Tommy Turbo in the reps. 5 packets. No, 4th last packet for our USA box. Marquee, David Fafita for Titans. If you're going to do the deal here, Ben, just to clarify, you are talking about unnumbered inserts. Stephen Crichton, Dally M for Bulldogs. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. I'm happy to let you guys talk it out in a private message and just let me know what you guys decide. See, Ben, I think you might have stopped manifesting, mate, and got stuck because we got Marky Mark in the Stars and Stripes. Number 25. I hope that doesn't steal your young gun priority. New recruit, Sanua Taruva for Tigers. So all Eels inserts, unnumbered inserts going to Ben, and all Roosters unnumbered inserts going to Jai. White Young Guns, Bailey Haywood for the Bulldogs, number 145. Sam McIntyre, parallel for the Cowboys. Alright, last box of the break, we have priority. Okay, yep, I can do that. I guess. New recruit, Jazz Tavega for Manly. Dally M. Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Ronaldo Mulatalo, parallel for the Sharks. In the reps, Mitchell Moses for the Eels. Marquee, Abby Church for the Eels. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Sanua Taruva for Tigers. Vegas, Braden Trindle for the Sharks. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. In the reps, Josh Kerr. Cowboys, they picked up a couple now, but they weren't doing much better. Storm, a few teams. Manly got a BD though. Rachel Pearson, pink diamond. For the Eels, number 11. Rachel Pearson. Cowboys parallel checklist. New recruit Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck Vegas for Warriors. Spencer Lenu parallel for the Roosters. Jamie Humphries parallel for the Rabbitohs. Priority marquee number 9. Cameron Munster for Storm. There's one marquee priority. You'll see. I'll just grab this one quickly for you. It's more like a 70s acid style design on the background, where the priorities are more of that shattered glass style background. Harry Grant, Dally M for Storm. Yes, it is number 4. See what happens when I get talking, Joe. Will Warbrick parallel for Storm. New recruit Hohepa for the Sharks. Stone cold. Yes, I think I'll forever hear that noise in my head. I watched so much of that as a kid. White Young Gun priority, Benjamin Takura, number 17. Lachlan Ellis, parallel for the Dragons. There's a guy, I don't want to point out the obvious if you know the video I'm talking about, but anyway, he's got some class stubbies and he walks over to the pool and he does the whole stone cold thing, smashing them together, trying to drink the beer. And as he does it, everyone just comes running to help him, protect him from getting hurt. Reps, Isabel Kelly. Yep, no problem. I'll let Dad know. He's got heaps of other videos where he idolizes Stone Cold. And yeah, just that one video where he walks over to the pool. Kangaroos Masters Series. Yeah, but he's standing on the top step and it all falls around him. Jacob Saifidi parallel for the Knights. In the reps, Aromi Teetsel. Just as a parent, I'm looking at that video going, oh no. They don't even know what they've done at that point. Golden Age. Number 61 for Manly. And for anyone else that's not sure, obviously the guy's not a kid. drinking beer. It's not that sort of video. Big Tino, parallel for the Titans. New recruit, Lazarus for Storm. Ruby Mojo, Connor Tracy for the Bulldogs. Number 15. Him and I think it's Hopgood have very similar, might not be, I don't know. One of the Eels players and him have very similar facials. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Priority marquee, Herbie Farmworth for the Dolphins. Nah, he was in his happy place, in his element. He did not care at all. Number 29. And he owned it like a boss as well. Like, if they would have been cans, it would have been awesome. James Tedesco, gold marquee for the Roosters, number 60. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Lucky last, Ben. Come on, mate. Have you done enough? This is the point. Have you done enough? Ba-bong. Sorry, Ben. New recruit, Matt Arthur for the Knights. I swear I had my toes crossed. Alright, that is it. We have 3 randomizations to do. We have our daily M between Robinson and Gallagher. We have our Gillaroos cards. And we have our Master Series cards along with the Knights. Number 50. So let's get them done in that order, guys. It's always the same order, at least in these ones. Alright, first off, let's copy them. Go down one more. There we go. Alright, 3 times round the merry-go-round. Number 1. Number 2. Oops. There we go. Number 3. Jacob Tupou with the Knights. Alright, that was for the daily M. Let's refresh that and put them back in. 3 times round the merry-go-round for the Gillaroos. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Mark Patterson with the Storm. Alright, lucky last for the Knights, number 50. They really don't show up the numbers too well once they're in that sleeve, but anyway. Let's go. Three times again. Last time, number 2 and number 3. Taylor Shillam with the Sharks. Alright, well, thank you to everyone for being a part of it. Don't forget to check out the latest spot Raz in the Facebook group for your chance to score a spot in one of the upcoming breaks. And plenty of teams available on the website, with a new one will be listed soon. Or one of the coming soons will be put in stock. Alright guys, that is it. That is all. Hope you had a ball, and thanks for joining me, even if you weren't in the break. Always appreciate the banter and the chat. Had fun today, so thank you.